Hello friends, welcome to Hey It's Gossip, your go-to spot for the latest in entertainment, trailers, and top Hollywood picks. 2025 is packed with big-screen blockbusters, long-awaited sequels, superhero returns, and jaw-dropping new adventures. In this video, we're counting down the top most awaited Hollywood films of 2025, from Marvel and DC to live-action remakes and iconic franchises. Let's jump right in. At number 25, we have Ballerina, from the world of John Wick, release date June the 6th of 2025. Ballerina is an upcoming American action thriller film that is the fifth film in the John Wick franchise, serving as a spin-off set between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum and John Wick Chapter 4. The movie premise, taking place between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum and Chapter 4, Eve Macaro, a ballerina assassin, begins to train in the assassin traditions of the Ruska Roma and sets out to exact revenge for her father's death. At number 24, we have How to Train Your Dragon, release date June 13, 2025. How to Train Your Dragon is a 2025 American fantasy film co-produced, written for the screen, and directed by Dean Deblu. One of DreamWorks' most beloved franchises gets a live-action makeover. The movie premise Hiccup and Toothless are back, this time in a more realistic setting, with a story that revisits the heartwarming bond between humans and dragons. A must-watch for fans of the original trilogy. At number 23, we have Elio, release date June 20th, 2025. Elio is an upcoming American animated science fiction adventure film produced by Pixar Animation Studios for Walt Disney Pictures. Directed by Madeline Sharafian, Domi Shi, and Adrian Molina, it was written by Julia Cho, Mark Hammer, and Mike Jones. The movie premise, Elio, an underdog with an active imagination, finds himself inadvertently beamed up to the Communiverse, an interplanetary organization with representatives from galaxies far and wide. Mistakenly identified as Earth's ambassador to the rest of the universe, he starts to form new bonds with eccentric aliens while discovering who he's truly meant to be. At number 22, we have 28 Years Later, release date the 20th of June 2025. 28 Years Later is an upcoming post-apocalyptic horror film produced and directed by Danny Boyle and written by Alex Garland, the third in the 28 Days Later film series, following 28 Days Later, 2002, and 28 Weeks Later, 2007. The movie premise, 28 years after the rage virus escaped a medical research laboratory, survivors have found ways to exist amidst the infected. One group lives on a small island connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway. When a father and his son leave the island on a mission into the dark heart of the mainland, they discover the secrets, wonders, and horrors of the outside world. At number 21, we have Megan 2.0, release date June 27, 2025. Megan 2.0 is an upcoming American science fiction horror film directed by Gerard Johnston and written by Johnston and Akilah Cooper, a sequel to Megan 2022. The movie premise, 2 years after the events of Megan, Gemma has become an author and an advocate for regulation of artificial intelligence while trapping a still active Megan in a small, harmless robotic doll. However, Megan's technology has been stolen and used by a defense contractor to create a military robot called Amelia. At number 20, we have Jurassic World Rebirth, release date July 2nd, 2025. A fresh take on the Jurassic universe begins with Jurassic World Rebirth. New cast, new creatures, and a revamped storyline promise to breathe life back into the Dino franchise. Jurassic World Rebirth is an upcoming American science fiction action film directed by Gareth Edwards and written by David Cope. It is a standalone sequel to Jurassic World Dominion 2022, the fourth Jurassic World film and the seventh installment overall in the Jurassic Park franchise. The film will star a new ensemble cast led by Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. Movie plot is 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion. Earth's environment has largely proven inhospitable to dinosaurs and other extinct prehistoric animals. The surviving creatures now reside in remote, tropical locales, reminiscent of the environments where they once flourished. At number 19, we have Superman Legacy, release date July 11, 2025. Superman is an upcoming American superhero film based on the eponymous character from DC Comics, produced by DC Studios, Troll Court Entertainment, and the Safran Company, and to be distributed by Warner Brothers. It will be the first film in the DC Universe, DCU, and a reboot of the Superman film series. The film explores Superman's journey to reconcile his alien heritage with his adoptive human family. Superman's movie premise, this marks the beginning of James Gunn's brand new DC universe. Superman Legacy will showcase a younger Clark Kent juggling his Kryptonian roots and human upbringing. With Gunn at the helm, expect a heartfelt and modern take on the Man of Steel. At number 18, we have Fantastic Four, release date, July 25, 2025. The Fantastic Four First Steps is an upcoming American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, the Fantastic Four. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is intended to be the 37th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the second reboot of the Fantastic Four film series. Movie plot is on a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic parallel Earth. The Fantastic Four must protect their world from the planet-devouring cosmic being Galactus and his herald, the Silver Surfer. Marvel's first family finally makes its proper MCU debut. Fantastic Four is expected to set the stage for Marvel's next big saga, and fans are eager to meet this iconic team in a brand new way. At number 17, we have The Bad Guys 2, release date, the 1st of August 2025. The Bad Guys 2 is an upcoming American animated heist comedy film loosely based on the children's book series The Bad Guys by Aaron Blabey, produced by DreamWorks Animation and distributed by Universal Pictures. The sequel to The Bad Guys 2022. The movie plot is, The Bad Guys 2 follows the crackerjack criminal crew of animal outlaws who are struggling to find trust and acceptance in their newly minted lives as good guys. At number 16, we have Freakier Friday, release date, the 8th of August 2025. Freakier Friday is an upcoming American fantasy comedy film directed by Nisha Ganatra and written by Jordan Weiss. Produced by Walt Disney Pictures, it is a sequel to Freaky Friday 2003. Movie plot is Tess and Anna discover that lightning may indeed strike twice as they navigate the myriad challenges that come when two families merge. At number 15, we have Weapons, release date, the 8th of August 2025. Weapons is an upcoming American mystery horror film written, produced, and directed by Zach Kreger. It stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Carrie Christopher, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan. Movie plot is when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time. A community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. At number 14, we have Nobody 2, release date, the 15th of August 2025. Nobody 2 is an upcoming American action thriller film directed by Timo Giajanto and written by Derek Kolstad and Aaron Rabin, from a story and characters by Kolstad. It serves as the sequel to the 2021 film Nobody. Workaholic assassin Hutch Mansell takes his family on a much-needed vacation to the small tourist town of Plummerville. However, he soon finds himself in the crosshairs of a corrupt theme park operator, a shady sheriff, and a bloodthirsty crime boss. At number 13, we have The Conjuring, Last Rites, release date, the 5th of September 2025. The Conjuring, Last Rites is an upcoming American supernatural horror film directed by Michael Chaves, with a script written by Ian Goldberg, Richard Nang, and David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, based on the true-life investigations of the Warrens through an original story co-authored by James Wan and Johnson McGoldrick. The film stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, who reprise their roles as paranormal investigators and authors Ed and Lorraine Warren, along with Mia Tomlinson and Ben Hardy. It is the sequel to The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It 2021, and the 9th installment of the Conjuring universe. Chaves returns as director from the previous film, and James Wan and Peter Safran return to produce. It is the most awaited movie of 2025, and the movie plot is paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren try to vanquish a demon from a family's home. At number 12, we have Him, release date September 19, 2025. Him is an upcoming American sports horror film directed by Justin Tipping and co-written by Skip Bronke, Zach Akers, and Tipping. Produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions, the film stars Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers. The movie premise: a promising young up-and-coming football player, Tyreek Withers, is invited to train at the isolated compound of the Dynasty team's aging quarterback. The legendary, almost retired quarterback Marlon Wayans takes his protege on a blood-chilling journey into the inner sanctum of fame, desire, power, and pursuit of excellence at all costs. At number 11, we have Saw 11, release date the 26th of September 2025. Saw is a horror media franchise created by Australian filmmakers James Wan and Lee Whannell, which began with the eponymous 2004 film and quickly became a worldwide pop culture phenomenon. Saw 11 rumored to be released on the 26th of September 2025 after stalled in March 2025. At number 10, we have Gabby's Dollhouse, release date September 26, 2025. Gabby's Dollhouse. The movie is an upcoming American animated musical fantasy comedy road film based on the Netflix series Gabby's Dollhouse, created by Tracy Page Johnson and Jennifer Twomey, both of whom serve as executive producers. The movie premise: Gabby goes on a road trip with her grandma, Gigi, to the urban wonderland of Cat Francisco. But when Gabby's dollhouse, her most prized possession, ends up in the hands of an eccentric cat lady named Vera, Gabby teams up with some new animal friends, a smart and brave monkey girl named Abigail and her butterfly friend named LB, Little Butterfly, as they set off on an adventure through the real world and work together to get the Gabby cats back together and save the dollhouse. At number 9 we have Tron. Ares, release date October 10, 2025. Tron. Ares is an upcoming American science fiction action film directed by Joachim Ronning from a screenplay by Jesse Wigatoff and a story by him and David DiGilio. It is a standalone sequel to Tron Legacy 2010 and the third installment in the Tron franchise. The movie plot is Tron. Ares follows a highly sophisticated program, Ares, who is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission, marking humankind's first encounter with AI beings. At number 8 we have The Black Phone 2, release date the 17th of October 2025, only to confront the Grabber, a killer who's grown even more powerful in death. At number 7 we have Mortal Kombat 2, release date October 24, 2025. Mortal Kombat 2 is an upcoming American martial arts fantasy film directed by Simon McCoy and written by Jeremy Slater, based on the video game series created by Ed Boon and John Tobias. The film serves as a sequel to Mortal Kombat 2021 and is the fourth film in the Mortal Kombat film series. The movie plot is Cole Young and his allies prepare for a deadly tournament that will decide the fate of humanity. At number 6 we have The Running Man, release date November 7, 2025. The Running Man is an upcoming dystopian action thriller film produced and directed by Edgar Wright from a screenplay he co-wrote with Michael Bacall, based on the 1982 novel of the same name by Stephen King, under his pseudonym Richard Bachman. The film plot is, a game show called The Running Man has people chased by murderous hunters across the world to win money. At number 5 we have Wicked for Good, release date November 21, 2025. Wicked for Good is an upcoming American musical fantasy film directed by John M. Chu and written by Winnie Holzman and Dana Fox. The direct sequel to Wicked 2024 and the second installment of the two-part Wicked film series. The movie plot is in full control of her powers. Elphaba is declared an enemy of the state by the wizard and Madame Morrible. At number 4 we have Zootopia 2, release date November 26, 2025. Zootopia 2 is an upcoming American animated buddy cop comedy film produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios. The sequel to Zootopia 2016, it is being directed by Jared Bush and Byron Howard, written by Bush and produced by Yvette Marino. Everyone's favorite duo, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, are returning in Zootopia 2. With even bigger adventures and timely themes, Disney fans of all ages are looking forward to this animated sequel. The movie premise, Judy and Nick find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile who arrives in Zootopia and turns the mammal metropolis upside down. To crack the case, Judy and Nick must go undercover to unexpected new parts of town. At number 3 we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2, release date December 5, 2025. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is an upcoming American supernatural horror film directed by Emma Tammy and produced and written by Scott Cawthon, based on the video game series Five Nights at Freddy's created by Cawthon. It is the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's 2023. At number 2 we have Avatar Fire and Ash, release date December 19, 2025. Avatar Fire and Ash is an upcoming American epic science fiction film co-produced, co-edited, and directed by James Cameron, who co-wrote the screenplay with Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver from a story the trio wrote with Josh Friedman and Shane Saller. Produced and distributed by 20th Century Studios, it is the sequel to Avatar 2009 and Avatar: The Way of Water 2022 and the third installment in the Avatar film series. The film plot is the conflict on Pandora escalates as Jake and Neytiri's family encounter a new, aggressive Na'vi tribe, starting with one of the biggest names in cinematic history, James Cameron's Avatar 3. After The Way of Water pushed the boundaries of visual storytelling, fans can't wait to return to Pandora and explore the fire-based Na'vi clans. Expect groundbreaking visuals and emotional storytelling that could top its predecessors. At number 1 we have Anaconda, release date December 19, 2025. Anaconda is an upcoming American action comedy horror film directed by Tom Gormican, written by Gormican and Kevin Eden. It is the sixth installment in the Anaconda film series, and a reimagining of the original film directed by Luis Loza and written by Hans Bauer, Jim Cash, and Jack Epps Jr. It was produced by Columbia Pictures and Fully Formed Entertainment. The movie plot is is a group of friends who are remaking a movie from their youth, encountering an actual, monstrous anaconda in the process. It involves a team of documentary filmmakers in the Amazon rainforest, who are hunted by a giant, ancient serpent, leading to a fight for survival against the creature. From killer game shows to magical outcasts, talking foxes, animatronic nightmares, and jungle horrors, 2025 is going to be an unforgettable year for cinema. Which of these movies are you most excited about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hey It's Gossip for the latest updates on Hollywood's biggest films. Until next time, keep watching, keep guessing, and keep gossiping. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to Hey It's Gossip for more entertainment news.